We're making an avatar build. Do I really have to do this now? I really need to get some rec.
No, now. When it's fresh.
Location, The Last Nerd. Mission, let's paint some minis. Hi, I'm Josh and welcome to The Last Nerd. In 2009, we were introduced to all the rage of Avatar, a movie that made everyone ask, hey, so do you know that trailer with all the blue people in water tanks running through the jungle and stuff? Yeah. Is that a video game? But in all seriousness, we were introduced to such an event, an experience, if you will, in cinema history. I don't know if you remember, but it was really, really big in 3D back in the day. And now, 13 years later, we are blessed with its sequel, Avatar, The Way of Water. The breathtaking visuals are back, everyone's talking about it, and they better be, because even the director, James Cameron, said that it was, quote, f***ing expensive. Yeah, he said that. With all the discussion around the film, I wanted to celebrate James Cameron's passion project from Pandora by creating an appropriately themed Avatar diorama. We'll start by sourcing some models. I browsed several options online to 3D print, but ultimately decided to modify pre-made models instead. To keep things interesting, I ran out and purchased 3 of these McFarlane surprise egg thingies. Each egg has a random model out of 24 distinct models in the set, so we'll open these and work with what we get. This is not a sponsored video, but McFarlane, if you're watching, I'd be very interested to talk to you. If you're not too upset with me cutting up your models, that is. So we've got these Avatar egg thingies here from McFarlane. I wanted to do a live reaction of these. I don't know what's inside these. So we're just gonna open these and then we're gonna have to paint or incorporate what's inside these. I'm just using my fingernails. I'm not even doing hobby knife stuff. We're going rogue. Here it goes. Here's the first one. Oh, okay, it has a little pamphlet. That's cool. But here we got, it looks like we got, oh, it's the little dog thingies that attack Jake Sully. I don't know what they're called. The mama and the baby. And you got some plants. Fingers crossed here, I'm gonna get a Na'vi, either like Jake Sully or somebody. If it's all animals, then sure, but like, I'd really like to work with a figurine that's more recognizable from the movies. Okay, second one. Ooh, interesting. Oh, it's like the weird deer thingy. Yeah, you got that. You got some little plants. And number 3. Fingers crossed. Here we go, y'all. Last chance to get a blue person. Okay, let's get this cracked open. And, ooh, it's the creature. It's the other creature thingy. I actually don't know this creature. It looks like kind of like the panther thingy from the movie, but it's not. It has like this really pointy snout. Well, folks, we're gonna get a Na'vi character. Hey, everybody. So I guess I lied to myself and to you. It didn't sit well with me that I had 3 animals and no figures that were recognizable from the movies. So here I am in the Target parking lot at about 8:13 p.m. on a Sunday. Yeah, I have three more eggs here to open, so let's do it. Again, these are all random, so I don't know what I'm gonna get. All right. Oh, sweet! Look at that on the first freaking try. It looks like it's Neytiri, and she has a thing on her foot. I bought 2 other ones. Should I return them? Nah. Let's see what we get. Oh, another figurine. Look at that. Oh my god, it has 2. It has... Oh my god, it has... I'm not going to be able to use these for this diorama, but like, it has Jake Sully in his wheelchair. That's really cool. And Michelle Rodriguez's character. Alright, last one. Oh, look at that. And, oh, it doesn't... It's... Oh my god! It's missing a head. Where's the head? Did it get misprinted? This is freaking terrifying. I want to make sure it didn't fall somewhere. No, this one doesn't have a head. I think it's supposed to be the mother figure, the shaman of the Matakaya clan, but she has no head, so now it's horror time. Okay, so at least we'll have plants in that one though. We can't use the figure. Okay, that's all the new 3 figures. Again, these were all random, so it was pretty lucky that I got them, and I was really hoping that I would get them. So, you know, here's to like a really lucky 2023. All right, let's drive back and paint some minis.
Now that we're back, let's take our minis and clean them up a bit. Getting rid of the most prominent mold lines can go a long way to make your models look the best that they can. Neytiri here has some articulating limbs, which are great for when you're using them as toys, but not so much for our use here. So we'll use some super glue to lock in those joints and fill in the gaps in the plastic. Next, you guessed it, priming. We'll use a matte gray rattle can this time, and follow it up with a white zenithal highlight. I always like to mention that if you don't have an airbrush, a white rattle can will work too. Then it's off to the races with base coats. I recently was given a whole set of Liquitex acrylic inks, and I decided to experiment with them for this step. I quickly found out that there's a delicate balance between medium mixture level and the amount of ink on your brush that determines how successful inks stick to a primed surface. Too much in your brush, and it goes on dark. Too much medium mix, and the ink turns into a wash. I'm still using Midwinter Mini's recipe for my medium mix. Thanks again, Guy. I meant for this ink process to have a similar effect as contrast paint, but I haven't found the right mixture yet. I had fun with it anyways, and it provides an interestingly organic texture to the base coat. Next, we'll grab some paints and mix up some good colors for details and highlighting and start applying that to our minis. For the dog thing here, I tore off a bit of the coarse edge of a sponge to dab on some of the animal's more speckly details. Make the Amatakaya people proud. The deer's design seemed rather straightforward, pretty much just a lot of lines along its back. Little did I know, freehanding lines like this would prove really frustrating. I couldn't get them to be as neat or as clean as I wanted them to be. They literally gave me a migraine. And so, I gave up. Failure is never the end of a problem. After sitting on this project for a few weeks, I had a thought. Why did I want this model to be this way? I realized I was the only one in the way of myself, and that in order to move forward with this project, I would need to be more flexible. I attacked the deer with the ferocity of Jake Sully himself, and painted lines all over that deer as if my paintbrush was a bow and arrow. Ta-da! Look at her now! She has risen anew. Neytiri was a piece of cake after that. Finally, her eyes. Neytiri, I see you. Base. We'll start by identifying what we have to work with and lining it up. Brainstorming ideas of what we want to do with this. I know I want to have the minis in the center of the piece, and somehow make the rest of the design themed around water, as that's the aesthetic of the movie. I figure the best way to make this aesthetic clear is to have a main part of the base submerged in water, and have the characters interact with it. Take a pencil and define an edge to the diorama on paper, so we can assemble within that area. Cut out this template, and set aside. I dug into my materials collection and pulled out this MDF rectangle. I traced the edge of the diorama from our paper template we made earlier, and cut the MDF to match. Now to add texture and form. I went through my bits collection again and found this piece of foam. I lined it up, glued it on, and started cutting away. I added some of the scraps of foam back in and carved it away to make it look a little bit more like a riverbed or an ocean side land piece. Took some black paint and mixed it with some Mod Podge, about a 50-50 mix, and then took the dollar store shitty brush and smeared it over all the foam. I mixed some plaster and smothered that on, covering everything, and tried to create grooves in it like what happens to ocean floors and riverbeds when water is flowing over it all the time. Now paint. In order to simulate water in our diorama, we'll be doing a resin workflow for our water build. So we've got to paint everything first, as we'll see it through the resin. We want a medium brown base to make it feel like mud. Once that dries, lay down some PVA glue and sprinkle on some sand. I glued down our miniatures, and then took some of the flora from the miniature kits and placed it around. Now the most nerve-wracking part, the water, which we'll be making out of resin, as I said before. I've done my research and I kinda know what to expect, but as with any major process you've never done before, it has me on my toes. If you're also working with resin, always remember to wear a mask and gloves and work in a well-ventilated area if you can. This stuff is kinda toxic, so protect yourself, safety first. We'll prep our base by blocking off the edges with tape, so the resin will stay where we want it. We'll also set it in a plastic box just in case of leaks. Since I'm still new to this aspect, I'll be using 5-minute resin, so I don't have to wait as long for it to set. Then with a popsicle stick in place, carefully pour it into our base. Take a lighter and go across the surface and pop all those air bubbles. Make it look a little nicer. Let all that dry out and set. Then take our dollar store shitty brush and apply some Mod Podge ripples. It looks white now, but it will dry clear. Wait for that to dry. And voila! The diorama is ready for AWA. I really didn't expect this to go as well as it did. There was a lot of things that went wrong with it, but hey, I have this really cool diorama now, and it inspires me to make more of these.
Alright everybody, go see Avatar: The Way of Water. I like the original Avatar, and if you liked it too, then chances are you're gonna like the second one. And thanks for watching. I really appreciate y'all's continued support. If you enjoyed this video, please hit like and subscribe, and hit that bell icon so you never miss another one of my uploads. And if you're feeling lucky, hit that share button and it will really help this channel to grow. Thanks everyone, and I will see you all in the next video.